Normally, I wouldn't hesitate whether to answer it or not. But here, when you're actually paying for it, You see, everybody, even the National Broadcasting Corporation, complains that telecommunications in Canada are so expensive. So, today, in imitation of one of my favorite TV programs, hang on a minute, Mythbusters, and now they no longer make them. Well, the spirit lives on, and in this spirit, I would like to check out if telecommunications in Canada being slow and patchy but expensive is a myth, or is it actually real? I won't dignify what I did by the name of research, but I did spend a day on the internet looking at various offers for mobile phones, home internet and other things such as TV in Canada, Ontario, and then the countries in Europe where I lived most recently before Ontario. And without further ado, here goes. So, question number 1. How much for the cheapest monthly mobile plan in each of those places? Oh dear, you're gonna see the mirror image. Okay, that's $16.95 for Ontario, $17 a month. Luxembourg, almost exactly as much, $16. Poland, $11. And UK, 8 and a bit, say 9. That, you'll say, doesn't look too bad for Ontario. Ah, my friends, until you start looking inside the boxes. The Ontario box contains 100 minutes of domestic calls, and remember, here, incoming minutes count just the same as outgoing, so it doesn't matter if you're calling somebody or you're answering a call, okay? Unlimited text, and that is also international, and next to no data, 250 megabytes, 3G. What's the cheapest plan you're selling? In a month I can see there is an advert there.
That's for, it's a prepaid plan and you'll get like 100 minutes for a month. That's it, and there's a limitation on that.
Okay. The cheapest package in Luxembourg gives you 5 gigabytes of 4G data, in addition to unlimited calls and unlimited text, although domestically. In Poland, you'll get unlimited calls and unlimited text in Poland and the whole European Economic Area, as well as 3 gigabytes of data. UK beats it all. Half the price of an Ontario mobile package, you get unlimited calls, unlimited text domestically, 100 minutes of international calls with countries such as New Zealand, Canada, United States, India, Thailand, Malaysia, and 3 gigabytes of 5G data. Okay, you'll say, but what about internet? I mean, if you have fast unlimited internet, you don't really need your mobile quite so much, or the data on your phone. Maybe you can just ride the Wi-Fi. So, Ontario, cheapest home internet, $33.85 a month. Luxembourg, $43. UK, $44. And Poland, $15. But what's in those boxes? The Ontario box, while second cheapest, gives you 25 megabytes per second download and 10 megabytes per second upload. Woo! Feel the rush of data in your hair. 25 MBs. I mean, I don't think you can buy home internet that's slow in Europe anymore, or I couldn't find it. You know, for $9 a month more, your cheapest home internet in Luxembourg is at least twice as fast. The English home internet, $10 a month more expensive, is 6 times as fast. And your cheap Polish internet, $15 a month, half the price of Ontario's cheapest package is a full 150 download and 50 upload speed. Alright, you say, but if the cheapest mobile plan basically just gives you the number and the cheapest home internet doesn't exactly sound like rushing river rapids, just how much do you have to spend on something, mid-market, reasonable, that you would and could actually use? Alright, so what it boils down to is around $80 a month for internet and somewhere between 50 and 60 per mobile in your household. And here is a nice man from the shop backing me up.
So he should buy the internet plan as well.
And how much is roughly internet plan?
Like we are having the $50 of plan for 8 GB data, 8 to 10 GB data for Rogers and Fido.
Yeah, and sorry, and how much is it?
About 10 GB.
About
15 GB. Yeah.
About 50.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
For that money, in the UK, well, slightly more than that, but not much more, you can have 1 gigabyte per second and 125 times more 5G data on your phone. In Poland, you can buy the 1 gigabyte per second 4 times over. In Luxembourg, well, you'll pay the same, but your data will be 3 times faster and your mobile will have unlimited everything. So, I think we can all agree, myth confirmed. It's not good and it is very expensive. But why? Well, it's pretty simple. There is no competition. Second largest country in the world, 5 operators. Oh, they're own different brands. So you'll go to a shopping mall, you'll see all these brands and you'll think they're actually different people. 5 companies, 3 of them nationwide. They own the networks and they have no legal obligation whatsoever to grant access to it to any new entrant or actually any other existing market player either. The equipment lease rates are regulated, but so what? Nobody can force them to lease. So, any potential new kid on the block that might be a threat, well, you force them to build their own network. They're probably not going to be able to jump this hurdle. If they do, well, you just buy them. There used to be an independent cheap mobile operator called Public Mobile. Where they tell us now. There used to be an independent home internet provider called Show with a mobile brand called Freedom Mobile. Well, this week they will become Rogers in a deal that the Competition Bureau for once tried to stop but was overruled by the Federal Court of Appeal and the Federal Ministry of Science, Innovation and Industry. So, long story short, it's expensive and it's not going to change anytime soon. A whole new life in Canada must be worth it, right? So what other things should you budget for? Maybe a TV package if you like to watch TV. I don't. That will be another $100 a month for about 100 channels, whether cable or satellite. Streaming services, you can easily get to about $50-60 a month for a bunch of those. They won't come with your internet, except some special promos that will only last a few months, and they won't come with your TV. So Netflix is almost $20 a month. Amazon Prime is about $12. Remember that on Amazon the battery thinks you have to rent or sign up for another streaming service. $14 a month for Disney Plus for the kids. Well, it all adds up. So, what were my favorite, so to speak, cultural shocks coming from Europe? Well, roaming and international calls. Even if you go to the US, your roaming package, just to activate the access to your normal Canadian package that you're paying for every month anyway, will cost you additional $15 to $17 a day. That's a cost of some $250 for a 2 weeks holiday per person. your international calls, unless you prepay or pre-buy a package of minutes, will be anywhere between $1.50 and $3.50 a minute. Fortunately, that gap in the market has been established, and there are plenty of mobile-based operators where you can preload an account and then at 3 to 5 cents a minute be forwarded through a domestic number. I mean, it will still come out of your minutes if you have a minutes limit on your package, but at least it will be Canadian minutes. Number two, the fact that if you have a limit, incoming minutes count the same as outgoing. I mean, come on people, when did we last pay for incoming minutes in Europe? In the 90s? All the offers that you might find online or advertised in store will be quoted, just like everything else here in North America, pre-tax. That means that to work out the price that you'll actually end up paying, you have to add 13% what's on the label. And then, just like everywhere, but maybe a little bit more than in Europe, you have to be very careful about what you're buying and on what terms. Here, there isn't the European cool-off period for agreements entered over the internet. So you don't get 14 days to change your mind. You do get 45 days, but only if you can prove that the contract that you eventually receive is different from what was advertised to you, and also your contract is not valid unless you've seen and signed up to all the terms. But it could be very small print and you're very unlikely to see it before you click and give your credit card details. And I guess finally, the 5G surcharge. 5G networks do exist here increasingly, but you don't get to use them unless you pay on top for it. While in Europe, it seems to be coming as a matter of course and only depends on the network being available. Okay, so we've listened to bitch and moan, you say, for some 10 minutes. Are there any bright spots? I mean, like, why don't you just pack up and go back to Europe? Well, funny you should ask. On the bright side, smartphones are a lot cheaper. Some models, some $500 or $700 cheaper than in Europe. So there, it's not all bad. And what do you need to get a mobile? Well, basically, name, ID and a Canadian credit card. Why does it have to be Canadian? I do not know. But here's my source.
So you need a credit card or a photo ID, that would be your driving license, passport, your provincial IDs, maybe one of them.
Okay, so just one piece of ID and a credit card. Does it have to be Canadian?
Yes.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, concludes today's lecture. A long-form written version of all this is available, as always, on Gremlin's Guide to Gremlin's Guide to Canada. I made a playlist on this channel with videos from Canada from my travel channel, so maybe check them out if you want to see what Canada looks like. We do like to get around. And otherwise, see you next time! Gremlin's Guide to Canada. Ontario. Almost. Oops.